Hi, I'm Dr. Julia. I'm a mental health consultant. You see this thinking that some women have, in their head concerning, childbirth. It's quite concerning. Many women, especially those living in the villages, believe that women who deliver by cesarean section are weak in nature. They are not, delivering like the Hebrew women. I don't understand. Weak, like how? How do Hebrew women deliver? I just don't know who put this thing into their head. Now, for you as a pregnant woman who goes on to do strong head, when your doctor, has told you that your baby needs to be delivered by CS, and you move to that mushroom hospital or to the prayer houses to deliver, listen to this video and know the dangers you place your baby into for life. Now, if the doctor, for some reasons, can't tell you that you need to deliver by CS, these reasons could range from the fact that your baby is too big and you can't pass through that birth canal. It could be because of the way the baby is lying in the womb. Some lie horizontal or transverse. The baby can be coming out with the hand, with the leg, with the buttocks, or even with the face. The reasons could be because, you, the mother, has a medical condition that warrants the baby to be delivered by CS in order to save you and the baby. There are so many other reasons that could warrant the doctor to tell you that you need to deliver by operation. Now let us look into the reasons, due to narrow birth, a canal, or a big baby. Now, when you force the baby's head or the skull through that narrow passage, the skull will compress. And as it compresses, it can damage the baby's developing brain. In doing this, these damaged brain cells, they will die off. The compression can destroy the normal way the brain cells, get laid down and connect to each other. This leads to abnormal connections among the brain cells. And some of these brain cells can even, even when they are forming, they are formed abnormally. And all this happens, the brain cells cannot then function properly. That tight passage canal will also prevent oxygen and nutrients to be carried to the baby's brain, and this can lead to some brain cell death. Now, when that baby is born and he or she continues to grow and develop, there could be problems in his or her development. There could be problems in any of these areas: physical, behavioral, cognitively, and psychologically. So when you have finally delivered, like the Hebrew women at that mushroom hospital or at that prayer house, and you get home, everyone will rejoice that you have delivered and that you have put that doctor who is the devil's advocate to shame. And then you shout, what God cannot do doesn't exist. Truly, what God can do doesn't exist. But you know what? You should not put the Lord or your God to test. At least the Bible has told us that now. Know that God put medical personnel on the ground to help us when we're in need. So God is not a God of confusion. Okay, so you're not at home. And as the days are passing, you begin to notice that something could be odd with your baby. And as it continues to grow, negative things, become more obvious. Let's look at the neurological and cognitive health issues. Now, immediately the baby is born, he or she may not cry. And this means no oxygen, no nutrients is being delivered to the baby's brain. And by the time the medical team, does all those maneuvers to get the baby to cry, some brain cells could have been damaged. You notice that as the baby is developing, everything seems to be delayed. The time he was supposed to smile was delayed. The time he began to babble, crawl, walk, talk, and were all delayed. And all this, could be early pointers to a later or future problems in any area of his life. Now, due to the poor oxygen and nutrient delivery to the baby, to the brain, when the baby is being born, the baby can end up having what we call cerebral palsy. This comes with, delayed head control, and some may not even have head control at all at the end. Their muscles are weak and flabby. But for some, the muscles are stiff, all leading to movement difficulties. Yes, that child may end up being blind or having problems with hearing. they are prone to having convulsions or epilepsy, and their IQ is low. Children delivered through such difficult deliveries are also prone to having autism. Some children have problems, these children, talking about people who have autism, they have problems with speech and other forms of communication and behavioral issues. They may or may not have issues with IQ. I have a video post on autism and I advise you to search it out and watch it. I will still make more videos on this autism topic. Now, children with such brain damage, can also have learning disabilities. They have problems with learning. These learning disabilities include dyslexia, alcalculia, and so forth. So these children will have problems with learning, with listening, speaking, reading, writing, reasoning, and mathematical calculations. At the end, they keep carrying last in class, even though their IQ may be normal. Some children can also have intellectual disabilities. This comes with low IQ and have problems with performing daily activities. They perform poorly in academics. So they have problems with performing normal activities at home and at school. Let's look at their psychiatric and psychological issues. Children born with birth trauma are at high risk of developing psychiatric and psychological health issues in childhood or later in adulthood. These include depression, anxiety, conduct disorders, attention deficit hyperactivity disorders, which we call ADHD, and even schizophrenia and so forth. They may also exhibit anger issues. Every parent wants to have healthy children, healthy physically, mentally, and academically. No woman would like to go through that dangerous road of pregnancy and delivery only to end up having a lifelong problem after delivery on her hands. So please, listen to your doctor. If you want a second opinion, please feel free to do so, but it has to be from a qualified obstetrician. The joy of a mother is to be alive and have a live and healthy baby after delivery. Cesarean section delivery method is not a curse, but a blessing from God, just like vaginal delivery. Follow me for more talk on mental health from my hospital website, www.brainplushospital.com, and on my hospital Facebook page, Brain Plus Specialist Hospital. Thank you.